of India and Tata Tele Services. I welcome all the dignitaries, speakers, and SME sector. Those are looking for more information, more knowledge, more handholding, and more connectivity with the digital perspective. And today we have very eminent speakers from the Tata Tele Business Services West, Mr. Mannu Singh, the Vice President. I welcome Manuji at this very
Thank you.
important webinar at SME
Thank you, sir.
Digital SME Summit. We have Jonathan Burke from the island. He's the Director for Overseas Operations, EVERSEEN Limited, which is focusing more on the artificial intelligence. And we have a Kalpesh Thakkar, who is looking after a solution as expert at Tele Services. And we have Pradeep PK, Head Growth and Field Engineering, Param Network. I welcome all of you at this very important webinar, Digital SME Summit, and we can discuss on various topics today, particularly on the digital SME, strengthening SMEs for the better growth, smart leap with the next generation in telecommunication, mostly the artificial intelligence in retail and in a future sector, particularly on the advanced application and technology for the transformation of SMEs. We are aware that during this pandemic, rather from the 1st March, in the world, various countries partially locked down, fully lockdown started. And I come to know yesterday that on 1st March, more than 37,000 webinars organized in 24 hours in the world. So that means the world's population thought process started that time that we have to go digital, we have to go virtually. So that means we have recommended now a few of my friends that let us celebrate 1st March the coming year, that Digital Revolution Day, because of the Jonathan, am I right?
You're very correct.
We can say.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
So we have to adapt now digital system. We have to adapt now the. So we know that online stores, B2B marketplace, marketing automation, social media platforms, enterprise resources planning system is there, cloud computing tools are there, and telecommunication tools is most important. We are using, and we are now going to discuss today on behalf of Tata Tele Services, which is very useful for the SME sector, very useful for the industry, and most importantly, I would like to invite share his thought, your presentation on what Tata Tele Services is providing the benefit to SME sector, property industry, and mostly the companies, those are looking for transformation for their digitization. We know that the government of India introduced the Digital India. We want to congratulate Tata Tele Services for taking a lead for making Digital India. Now I want to suggest that make a SME as a digital platform and promote it for particularly for empowering them and particularly for the enhancement of the competitiveness, for not only for local market but global. Mannu Singh ji, I welcome you to share your thoughts. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chandrakant, Salunkhe, and thank you. And good evening, everyone. Set the here. Success on businesses depend upon the connectivity, and we know the connectivity means that we have to have the response, network of, and the ability to make the decision in real time. That is something which is very critical for any business to not only survive but to grow further. To remain competitive and desirable, organizations need to transform the employee work experience by promoting efficiency, innovation, and growth, as well as breaking own existing communication barrier. And the key success lies in an effective implementation of digital transformation strategy, capable of driving the two organization, the culture change, and delivering the business value. Organizations are facing unprecedented challenge for the employee. Now, if we talk about the pre-COVID scenario, we had a different event set up altogether. While the employees, they were coming and they were operating out of office, But the post-COVID, the concept, and that is something which has impacted drastically because technology, they were in a different side because it was very easy for their employees to work from everywhere. They were part of the digital transformations. They were having the strategy and the capabilities in place in terms of how they can take their even business simultaneously. There is other story. This means they were not adopting the technology. They were facing the crisis, and that the customer experience is getting changed. The digital disruption is happening. Even if we talk about to adopt the new world and emerge stronger, organizations should take the strategic approach to business transformation. In terms of digital workplace plan, should align the business with the digital transformation goal and clearly answer why you want overhaul of your environment. Remember, your goal is to increase employee engagement and productivity. Work closely with stakeholders, including all the vertical, either it is the HR or facility managers, to shape the plan and execute change, bearing in mind of the workplace demographics, even potential impact those change will have. How will the effort change business? Don't execute on technology platform decision until you achieve clarity and agreement on digital workplace purpose and objective. If I'll talk about the overall concern, digital workplace initiatives typically require considerable change to internal processes and department structure, incentive, skill, culture, and behavior assess, and the new skill and competitive required for digital even workplace. Just to pass certain examples in terms of how even SMB they are adopting digital solution for business continuity and growth. If I talk about the total spend, it is close to 5 that SMEs they are doing it. And if I will even divide in a two part, that is the hardware and telecom part, 27% even SMEs they are doing this spend on hardware, and close to 22% is on the even telecom point. And split of the business application and cloud solution, the cloud is managing the big role. That contribution is around the 23%, followed by there is a productivity and collaboration tool wherein the SMEs they are investing big time. This is a 16%. CRM is close to 17%. Now the security aspect is playing the critical role, and wherein that we have seen little jump. So earlier ERP is 11, security, cyber security is something which is the 9%, and IoT is around 7%. The key drivers of digital adoption by SME, some of the points which I feel and I thought I should share with this group. If you keen to attract new customers, and 15% SMEs interviewed by Genome, I think, adopted website and e-commerce solution to attract the customers online. All of us, we know when digital or I will say like digital is playing the key role in terms of attracting the new customers. Either it is the Facebook or even LinkedIn, Instagram, or if follow the business WhatsApp. All these things are playing big role in terms of how you can attract the new customers. Second is the cater to customer need, keep up with the competition. So today, if I talk about during the pandemic, while our support system they were not online, how the companies they have managed to serve their customers, and there is a chatbot and the kind of solution even which we are providing, and I'm sure Kalpesh is going to talk about this, wherein that if the employees they are not there physically, I think we have done everything with the process automation, and the customers they were having the 24 into support, and we have so many examples and we are going to talk about that. Improve the employee productivity. Just talk about during this pandemic, while we have asked most of our employees to operate from home, how you can observe the productivity and performance of employees. If you know, like if you have the attendance system in place, you know the employees they are joining on time and they are working up to that hours, then you can at least the team members they are online, they are working for the productivity and performance enhancement. And for such like MS Office 365, Gmail suite, all this something which has helped us a lot, and that is something we will also talk about, that how we can support the SMEs to ensure they improve their employee productivity and performance. The next point is, which I feel is the reduce cost. And one of the big example I am having while I interact with the SME, what I have seen, as and when we start any entity, that we have to invest drastically in terms of the opex and capex, because you know that you have to set certain things. If like it's a small office, that you have to have the EPBX in place, you have to have the Wi-Fi, you have to have even your CRM services in place. And for this, that any entity or I mean any SME organization, they are investing hugely, and basis our even estimate that they invest almost 7 lakh to 18 lakh rupees kind of money in terms of setting up their infra to start the business. And this is something which we always feel that we are having an area of improvement for SMEs, because once you are starting a business, if you are having that kind of capex and opex, it is very difficult for the SMEs to even initially invest that money. And I will talk about there is a one solution which we have given is a smart office, wherein you will have one set up box at least at your office, and you don't have need to pay anything for that. It is purely based on the opex that you have to pay the monthly, and you can save your 100% capex and opex, and you can have your monthly renter. And in this smart box, you will have the internet lease line, you will have the voice services like SIP trunk, and you will have all other kind of CRM tool also. Either you talk about the toll free or even infrastructure as a services, everything that we have got. And finally is having the Wi-Fi even equipment also, wherein that you can make your office as a Wi-Fi hotspot. So I'm sure that Kalpesh will also talk about it. And then finally, the key driver for the digital adoption, last two things that I will talk about is the streamline operations. So like 10% SMEs would like to explore SaaS, CRM, ERP, automation solutions for process such as customer onboarding or streamline their workflows processes. All this, it is going to help us. And finally, the comply with regulatory requirement, that is the key thing that we are having it here. So with this, we support organizations to transform through alignment organization strategy to distinctive capabilities and making deliberate choice about where to invest and where to cut the cost. As a result, our clients are emerging leaner, more connected to the customers and partners, and ready for growth, helping our customer partners, communities, and people to take advantage of technology in times of massive core to who we are. And just to conclude this finally, and it is very critical and important part for SMEs, as and when that we are starting something, that we need to know that for everything that we need to find at least one vendor to manage the overall task. Just to pass an example to you, if we need data services, we need one vendor. If we need the voice services, we need one vendor. If we talk about the web-based solution, collaboration, SaaS, then we need the different vendors for that. And on that term, that Tata Tele Business Services is playing the critical role, wherein it is a one-door solutions. So that means one team members from our side is going to give you all kind of solutions to uh, ensure that you can run your operation smoothly. And one of the product I talked about is the smart office is going to is playing the critical role in SME market, wherein that you will not have any requirement to have such kind of capex and opex, and you can start your business effectively. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Chandrakant Salunkhe.
Wow, that's very good, very useful information you shared. While we are listening to you, I have received two questions, very unique questions from our members. That nowadays we are developing our websites. He says that as a commercial e-commerce website, because now everybody is planning to develop their website as a e-commerce because they want to display their product.
Correct.
Nowadays marketplace is available on their own site. They can sell product on Amazon, they can sell product on Flipkart or any other platform, but now they've started. So chatbot, how it will be useful for chatbot, or how it will be affordable?
Okay. So let me just talk about this, and I'm just passing an example. you know this, if I am a builder and or I am having one business, we can't ask the client to visit us during one particular time. He may come late evening, also late night while accessing. He will go to our website and he will try to approach somebody. What will happen? If the sales guys are not there, nobody is going to entertain the inquiry that I'm for website. And for me, it is important, for any SME, it is important that as and when the customer who is visiting my website, I should have one person who can engage him end to end. And where is the chat role is going to come? If you are there, somebody will, hi, what I can help you? And then the chatting will start there. You will have everything that you are going to discuss, you are going to talk about. And that is something which is going to get documented. And there is a, if this is the need, then this at least at the initial phase, somebody is there 24 into 7 to manage your customer from your side and in a professional way. That is the one of the important tool. And I think it is working perfectly. Today, you visit any of the big website, you go to SBI, you will have that chatbot. You do go to SFD, SDFC, all the banking, anywhere that you go to any builder site, you will get this. The importance of this, because now during this COVID time, or even that you can't ask your employee to be available 24 into 7. We have to use that even technology to ensure that we serve our customer effectively.
Okay. So that means you want to say that everything is possible, the cost wise is possible, your presence is possible. So that means SME can take more advantage.
Exactly. And
Yes, go ahead, please.
as I said this, like you need the one door solution for everybody, and we are blessed with a I think solution expert. Kalpesh is here. He's the one that he understand the needs of any customers, and then we compile the solution end to end, and we give this. So like basis the, because this industry is very dynamic. I think we are coming with a new concept. We need to manage the customer in a different way, and all of us that we are having a different requirement altogether, because we want something which is going to be very personalized. It is not something that we are having the one standard thing which all of us that we are going to follow this. And wherein that at least as a technology service provider, we have our solution architect. They know the business very well. They will understand the problem of the customer, need of the customers, and basis which that we will compile the solution and give it to them.
Okay. Another point, you said that the Tata Teleservices is the Tata name itself shows the confidence amongst anyone when they buy or take a services. When you said that other services can be integrated through other solution provider, how this can be can be organized, particularly their costing, whether you can provide a whole bunch of services and you can integrate that services and then you can provide the service. What is a solution on that?
The first thing that uh, while being market leader in SME space, it is our responsibility that we have to cater all the product and services which SMEs are requiring. The first thing that every month that we are developing new product and services to ensure that we can cater the market. Secondly, if there is a new need with new requirement is coming from the customer side, we have to explore this. So all of us, like it is like we are an umbrella wherein we have all kind of product and services in place, and we don't need to go out and look somewhere. If something we will develop, we will try to, because we have our product team, we have in soft solution for everything. And you know that as of now, if we'll talk about at least in SME, that the kind of markets here we are managing, it is important for us that we have to have the even solution for each and everything which is getting demanded from the customer side. So for that, first thing, the innovation is with us. And one of the best example I will give it to you. We were the first to launch the SIP services in India.
Okay.
There are so many things that we have done. It is the first. We were the first company to launch 100 Mbps broadband in India. So all these things that we have done this in past. And what happened, and as and when that we get the new requirement from the customer side, we try this. Might be we are going to coordinate with the vendors, they are having the expertise in place, but end of the day, for the customers that we are faced for each and everything. So 100% going to be solution is going to be TTPS.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Manu Singh ji. You had given very, very interesting and very important information. Friends, we are aware that we have to adapt the advanced technology. Without adapting advanced technology, SME cannot survive in this pandemic or even in competitive era. We know that these services earlier there was a huge cost we have to pay. Now there is a system for particularly very very affordable the cloud computing system is available. IT services is available. Even basket of services from the various organizations provided. Even Tata Tele services is also provided. Now, when we are doing some development, innovation, invention, automation, but there is a very, very unique concept and very systematic system we want to adopt, that is artificial intelligence. So how it is useful, how it will be beneficial, how it will be impactful for the any services, particularly from the telecommunication business or any type of a activity we are doing. So for that purpose, I would like to bring in now the Jonathan Burke, Director Overseas Operation EVERSEEN Limited, to speak on the what is the benefit of the AI in retail and other businesses for the future benefit. Jonathan, floor is for you.
Thank you very much, Chandrakant. Appreciate the introduction. Allow me to just share a short presentation with everybody, and I'll talk everybody through this. Everybody see my screen?
Yes, very much.
Fantastic. Okay. So here we have I work for a company called EVERSEEN, which specializes in visual AI and artificial intelligence. And it basically provides an end-to-end solution for the retail environment, but has delved into other products such as manufacturing and logistics, and provides now an end-to-end solution to retailers in the manufacturing and logistics industry, which are huge industries in India. And I wanted to just go through this presentation quickly today and show everyone the possibilities of artificial intelligence, and specifically the benefits to the SME businesses inside in India in terms of logistics and manufacturing, and also medium-sized retailers in the grocery sector. So if we just take a look through this, I'll take you through it as quickly as I can. What we need to remember is a lot of people are still very wary of artificial intelligence at the moment. They seem to think of Terminators and Iron Man when they think of artificial intelligence, and it's certainly not the case. It will improve every benefit for everybody, and we'll see this through this presentation right now. These are just some numbers here that will show you the real-time effect on the processes and how we solve problems from an end-to-end in terms of shrinkage, your logistical and manufacturing. And we'll concentrate in the moment on the retail sector because it is the easiest one for me to describe. So what I'll take you through right now is what we do in the retail sector, what we do in the manufacturing sector, and also what we do in the logistical sector, how we tie those all in, and how we can do everything going forward as well. So at the moment, we have a global presence in the US, Asia, wherever we are, working with 16 out of 30 top retailers in the world. 57% of the US grocery spend is monitored by EVERSEEN's technology, and we have 125 plus dedicated AI scientists. We also have a big facility of over 500 people in Pune at the moment, and when we have all our technology done through Tata Tele services actually, and we're just opening our new facility in January in Hyderabad with another 350 people at the start as well. So moving into India in a big way. So we have an IP bank with over 20p patents. We can improve the people's revenue and their margin by 0.5% to 20%. We're tracking over 160 million barcodes or SKUs every day, and we protect the revenue of over $400 billion over the course of a year. And we're representing over 20 million human behaviors in terms of artificial intelligence. I'll take you through how the artificial intelligence works a little bit as we go along, but let me just explain the three critical areas that we work on and exactly how they can be implemented in terms of SME. I'll get into a little later, but everybody will see the benefit. So in terms of artificial intelligence, we're watching the shrinkage at your self-service checkouts and your manned checkouts. So basically where you have somebody serving you and putting through your groceries on a daily basis, or these new self-service checkouts, which you see in this picture here, which are the future of the retail business. We monitor those and we ensure that everything is paid for and that the customer doesn't lose any shrinkage. So if you try to scan something here and it doesn't work, the system will lock, an attendant will have to come and fix this. So it actually reduces the time spent by the people at the tills because there's no one there. We only need one attendant for a bay of these tills, and it reduces the shrinkage, so the stock loss to the customer is far less. So you get rid of all the dishonest behavior and the errors that will be made by customers, and it improves the overall top line for the customer again, and increases their productivity and their profit. Again, we're doing the item level inventory accuracy. This is where we watch the supply chain, its cycle end to end to make it possible. We can monitor the entire inventory in terms of their manufacturing, or we can do it in terms of their logistical environment, or their logistical part of the back end of the store where they're bringing out their inventory onto the shop floor. We can track that from its delivery and its manufacturing straight into the shop floor, and we can challenge it at the checkouts as well, so that we ensure end-to-end solution in terms of your manufacturing, how it comes into your store, where it's tracked in your store, how the quality was maintained, how it moves onto your shop floor, and how it leaves the floor as well. So you're covered in a complete end-to-end way. The other one here is process automation and robotics, which are really going into the robotic scene as well, which will become bigger in terms of manufacturing. So again, this watches the shop floor. If it's a retail environment, it can also watch the line in terms of manufacturing and steps in to help with automation and robotics. So what it does here is it watches and learns the behaviors of people on a manufacturing line, make sure that the quality is being maintained, and it can be done through various systems and deep learning platforms, which I'll go through a little bit. Very difficult to go through this in huge detail with the time that we have. So again, visual AI here is agnostic, as in it was built to work in any environment. And you can see some of the applications here. Right here on the left, we have a retail environment where you can see the AI is working. And this is just the color schemes in terms of our own technology that shows you have a pick area, a scan area, and a drop area. And it follows the product from this area into this area, ensures it goes to this area, links in with the POS data to ensure that it's being paid for by the customer. And any fault or any break in that, it lets the people know that, so it reduces the shrinkage there. It's also environment aware, object aware, and people aware. So you can see here, it's labeling the people, the objects, and the movement. It will tell you how many cases should be on this, how it's meant to be formed. It can also even be trained to go into health and safety and other protocols, and can be customer defined in order to make sure that if you have a set delivery area and a set quality control area in your manufacturing unit or logistical unit, that you can ensure that your staff are following the protocols laid down by your company, and we can train the AI to provide that solution and to monitor that, give you out reports to your management and senior leadership to ensure that you're getting the maximum from your staff, all your protocols are being followed, and make your business overall a far better place, a far safer place, more profitable and more productive yet again. Now, visual AI, these can be a little bit, when you look at these graphs here on the right hand side, they can be a little bit confusing, but they're actually quite simple. So what it does is it takes unstructured human data and turns it into insight, action, and profit. So we digitize the interactions that matter the most. So here we have a simple one with the checkout, like I explained. Customer comes in, they pick their item, POS scan, matches with the visual analytics, the hand scanner, the drop area, and it matches in with all the analytics, which is all the stuff that's running in the background to make sure that everything has happened as it may seem, and the customer leaving with the product and everything is back, and it loops back to that again for the next product. It's very similar in terms of order picking or a logistical environment where they're going to the seat area, getting the product, placing the product on the pallet, moving it all through, and it makes sure that that is all structured and followed. And again, like I said, this can be defined as per the client requirements and can be changed in any way to suit their process. And what it does with that is it also shows where the process is breaking down and can actually help them in shaping their process going forward, see where they're losing money, see where their staff are falling down, optimize it and increase the productivity, specifically in the SME sector where manufacturing and logistical companies are really struggling with these processes and trying to get everything optimized. This is a massive tool for it, and really where artificial intelligence can be a massive benefit to India, specifically for the SME sector. Today, you have a business that's almost a data metropolis. So it's a huge, you can see all these here, where you have autonomous devices, everything, all these different terms that we're all incredibly well versed in, data warehouses, analytics, efficiency. But what EVERSEEN does is they put the visual AI above this, and it becomes the super layer on top. And what it does then is that we call it the Google Earth for your business. So it gives you the entire helicopter view of all of these, integrates it into a report for you, and shows you exactly where your company is doing well, where it's falling down, how the process can be improved, where you're losing money, where your protocols are being broken. And it takes all this and gives you a consolidated report, which on a manual level, if you were to try to do this just with people, it would be an impossible task to do. So again, this provides the end-to-end solution. And here we have the visual AI recognizes, learns, and starts the problem solving, which I just spoke about as well. So it learns from the mistakes, sees the repeated errors, gives out the report, client can come back and change their processes, give us the new processes, and we start on a whole new process base, specifically again in the grocery sector, the manufacturing sector, and the logistical sector. The visual AI goes through a deep learning platform. So all it is and how it works is that we point cameras and sensors at a process, we feed in the data that were required, we agree the processes with the customer and what they want to see, and we help them improve that, and we step in and we analyze them through infrastructure and configuration with the cameras and the sensors, data engineering by getting our system right in terms of what they want, process engineering by sitting with the customer, understanding all the processes there, understanding where we need to point the AI. Then the problem architecture and the AI engineering starts with the deep learning phase, the annotation phases, and everything like that to bring in a real-time business solution, which takes about 8 weeks to implement. From there, the whole learning process starts, and that learning process never ends because you can constantly improve your process in terms of artificial intelligence. So there's multiple visual AI sensors showing one version of the truth. And what we've done here is we've done wide view ceiling cameras. You see here, this is a logistical facility, mobile cameras mounted on pallets, body cameras. We've done this with all of these devices. So we've actually applied artificial intelligence to all these. The pallet one, you can see the camera on the top of it. It's tracking everything. Artificial intelligence is taking in the loading factor of the pallet, ensuring that all the safety protocols for the customers being followed and everything's being handled in a precise manner, not damaged. The body cameras, again, are for the picking of the products in terms of what's becoming a lot bigger now, and Chandrakant touched on it earlier, is the online facility. And this really does show that as well in terms of the pick and drop and the online grocery shopping, that people are picking up the correct items that match the online grocery order and ensure that the customer is getting the correct products out. Precise body cameras can do that. And what's also being worked on is drones, dash cams. We're also working on cleaning solutions for large grocery places and health and safety concerns that manufacturing plants and everything like that have. The shelf monitor, which applies really to your logistical pace and also to your retail environment, where it will track all your goods that are on the shelves, ensure that the rotation is happening properly to stop your stock loss because of perishable goods and everything like that. And that's what we're doing at the moment. So it can be applied to all of these, and obviously the manufacturing and the logistics side can really benefit from that. Here's a very, very simple breakdown of where it could be watched. Here on the left, you have a manufacturing plant, let's say, that has developed the goods. You have the receive and checking, part one, the replenish and put away, the pick for the manufacturing part, the audit and quality control, and then they load it back into the truck. First step. Now it's getting delivered to the retail sector, let's say, where you have the store delivery, you have the shop floor where we monitor it all the way there, and then you have the checkout where the EVERSEEN solutions monitoring shrinkage. Now that covers the entire manufacturing of the products, to the loading of the product onto the truck, to the logistical delivery, to the check-in, to the QA, to the health and safety, to the shop floor, to everything. Now, that is an entire solution, and that is why it is end-to-end. So just to close up my part of it, I really think that India can really dominate when it comes to this, and really upskill their manufacturing side using artificial intelligence, specifically in the SME sector. It's not as expensive as people think, and it is actually quite affordable. And every type of AI can be doctored to everybody's needs and learn the processes. And India really need to embrace this in terms of logistics and manufacturing, and also the retail environment. It increases productivity and really brings in a cost saving over time that people would really need during these tough times, and really help them to take their company to the next level. That's it from me. So if anybody has any questions at all, I'd be more than happy to answer those, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Very interesting, very informative information you have given to for SME sector perspective. Friends, we should aware about the benefits of this very interesting the AI system for your business growth. And for before I ask any question to Jonathan, I would like to bring in Mr. Manu Singh to if you have any question, if you want to ask question to Jonathan about the AI, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So, Jonathan, I think first thing, let me appreciate the fact that it is very good, and I think it is game changing. And one thing, and I talked about because SME, the kind of spend that we are going to have. The spends are very limited because small companies today, small company tomorrow it is going to be bigger one.
Yes.
Initially, the kind of spend that SMEs can do, it is something which is highly questionable. On that front, anything, this is the going to be OPEX model or it is going to be CAPEX model, or if you can just even elaborate on that point, it is going to be good for us.
The CapEx model of it would really come down to how large your facility is and in terms of the solution that you would want. If we just take, for example, a manufacturing or a logistical facility where you would want, let's take the mobile pallet solution, the only CapEx cost there is actually the camera cost. So it's actually only the camera cost. So the camera costs, which we know, yourself, are quite inexpensive. The only thing, it has to be an IP camera, so it would have to be quite a good standard camera. But even an IP camera these days is quite inexpensive. And then depending on the process and the solution that's involved, you tailor that, and it's a monthly kind of a subscription fee. It's very this is where the misconception is, I think, and I'm glad that you asked the question. People have the thought process that this is going to cost an awful lot of money, and when people realize how much it actually costs, they're very surprised, because the cost in terms of a small or a medium business, and especially in the manufacturing and logistical sector, it's not a lot of money. It really isn't. And the benefit that it brings through the process automation and where your processes are falling down far outweighs the cost of it. As you could see at the start of the presentation, we say that we improve your bottom line by 0.5% to over 20%. And when you calculate that versus the OPEX and CAPEX cost, it's a fraction of what you're spending.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jonathan. It's very interesting. Friends from the SME sector, I would like to suggest that AI software supports businesses to understand the customer needs. The customer needs, determining their purchasing patterns and increasing the range of services to offer relevant rewards and offers. In addition to responding to specific customer queries, using a database of perceptions, artificial intelligence can also organize the customer inquiries. The understanding the test of the customers will be useful for this way. So thank you very much, Jonathan. If any questions arises, I'll definitely come back to you. Particularly, when Tata Teleservices is providing any business solutions, and business solutions are very solutions are there. Mannu Singh ji already highlighted that. But what is the major solutions, and what kind of solutions would be useful for the SME sector or industry? That we have to hear from the expert, Mr. Kalpesh Thakkar, who is the providing the very value addition services to the industry and SME sector. To understand from him the smart leap with the next generation in telecommunication, I would like to invite Kalpesh Thakkar to share his thoughts. Kalpesh.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Kalpesh Thakkar. I'm part of the solution team. Today, I'm taking you through some of the smart solutions which we provide as a from the Tata Tele Business Solutions, which can add value to your business. Right? To start with, let me start with the famous quote by Greek philosopher. Right, the only thing that is constant is change. Right, this refers to the change. This refers to the constant nature of change. Right. So we all faces changes every day, whether it's a change of the season, whether it's a change of the weather, or whether it's a change in our schedule, or it's a seasonal, you can say change in our day-to-day schedule also. Similarly, technology changes every day. So organization, especially small and medium enterprises, needs to adapt the right and new technologies quickly so that they can grow themselves. Those organizations who have adopted new technology and services quickly, they grow multifold, and the you can say those organizations who haven't adopted new technologies and services, they became irrelevant over the time. So we have live example of Nokia and Kodak, and we know all the stories about that, right? So I'm not going to take you through all these things, right? So as said by Mr. Mannu Singh, is that the SME organization needs to adopt the new technology to strive and to be in competitive in this market. So what is the last big decision that changed our life, right? So going cash to cashless. So there were means we have faced two disruption in our life, right? The first one is the means we in November, you can say 2016, where the demonetization was introduced by government of India, and second is the current COVID-19 pandemic. Now, if after that means there is no cash is no more king. Right now, everybody moving from cash payment towards cashless payments. Now, when after this COVID-19 pandemic has this accelerated adoption of the mobile wallets, it is means it's a what you can say. There is a significant growth in cashless payments, and which may overtake the card payment also. Right? We never think of that. This mobile payments, mobile wallet payment can overtake the card payment. Right? As per the one of the survey done by the KPMG, right, means the mobile payment, right, those are customers or means who are doing the cash payment. Now they have increased this cashless payment by 80%. So, what are the impact of this COVID-19 pandemic across the, you can say, across all the enterprise, right? So that means all the complete ecosystem gets affected, starting from the employees to the end customer. Where your employees, sometimes they are working from your office, they are sometimes working from home, right? Your supply chain got affected, your operation got affected, and there is also this you can say the effect on the top line and bottom line of your business, right? So means your customers also get affected, and this current COVID pandemic is means those organizations who have earlier thought of this such kind of scenario, who have very good business continuity planning, they got least affected, and they became operational post this COVID, post this lockdown quickly, as compared to those organizations who haven't think of such kind of BCP and business continuity planning. So these are the five simple guidelines on technology for SMEs. Means whenever the SMEs goes for the technology adoption, they should follow these five simple basic guidelines. Right? First is that rent it, do not own it. Right? So means whenever you purchase any equipment, right, you never know when it gets obsolete. Right? वो कभी भी obsolete हो सकता है. And also technology is not a real asset that we appreciate. Right? So you should go with some rented solutions instead of owning it. Right? Second one is that select fit for purpose versus scale down large solutions, because SMEs has a unique and simple requirement as compared to the requirements from the large organizations. Right? And SME business process changes rapidly, or means evolve constantly. They need to change it frequently as compared to processes of the large organization. Right? Third one is that means there should be you should go with some PPU kind of model, pay per unit, right? So that there should if you have invested, you do huge investment in the capacity, and if you have unused capacity, it's not going to be used. So there may be large cost in terms of unused capacity. And what means if you are going with the PPU kind of model, so what you can do is you can use your capex for your core business instead of investing in IT unnecessarily in IT infrastructures. Also, means the fourth point is that can look for integrated solutions versus silos of products. Right? What you can do is that means if you are taking the product from the four or five different providers and four or five different products, and if you then try to integrate it, right, then the total cost of the integration will be 10x cost of the product, right? So means you should be looking for some service provider who can provide you with all the products and services under the one umbrella, so that there should not be or said there should be minimum integration cost. And the last one is that we ensure that there is a support. The support is a very critical, right? Means from the Tata Tele business point of services, Means we served our customer during pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic scenario also. Right? Because why? Because we have right tools and technology in place through which with our organization ensure that our employees who are working from home, who are working from field directly, who are going directly in the field from the home, they have right tools and technology to get access of the related information so that they can serve our customers better. So what are our strengths? If I talk about right, then the strength of the Tata Tele business services, means we have laid 1,25,000 route kilometers of fiber across India, right? And we are present in 60 plus cities. And we have connected 43,000 plus connected buildings, and we are serving more than 33,000 business customers. So this is the product I would like to talk about the smart vision. This is the product which will meet your end-to-end requirement of your connecting solution. Whether you want to connect your data center, your head office with your branch office, with your factories, with your dealers and distributor locations, or some point of sale location with your data center. This is the right product in which we will your entire all these locations will get connected with your data center or with your head office. So smart VPN has 5 components. It has 5 pillars. First one is a MPLS VPN. It is a simple solution to connect your geographically spread offices with each other. So if you have a head office with 3 or 4 sales offices, and you have their factory, your dealers location, distributor location, if you want to connect with them, then this is a solution through which you can connect your locations with each other. Second is the internet VPN, right? That means sometimes your location is very remote and there is no visibility is available. So means whatever the internet available at that particular locations, we can use that internet as a last mile and we can connect with your MPLS VPN network. Third one is the MPLS on ILT. This is a very innovative solution we have developed in which we use 3G, 4G SIM card and we provide MPLS VPN connectivity to our customers. Right? This is a very best solution for example, COVID segment, or for example, you have some remote locations, you have some go down or some dealers and distribution locations where there is only 1 or 2 pieces are there. So what we can do, we can provide you with some solution with the multiple SIM cards. We can multiple SIM cards and on a private network, and we combine the both the bandwidth of both the different. For example, Idea and Airtel, and we combine the bandwidth and we deliver the single pipe at that particular location. We have a solution for to connect with your cloud servers. Right? If you have servers on a cloud like MS Azure, AWS, or Google Cloud, or IBM software there, and if you want to have a private connectivity with your servers, solution also can be possible through a private network MPLS solution. Also nowadays, due to this COVID-19 scenario, many of your employees are working from home. Right? So you need to provide remote access to your employees, right? So through this MPLS VPN also means you can provide remote access solution to your employees. So in Mota, you can say that this is with this smart VPN solution, you can say that this is through this private connected solution, you can connect any location, or you can provide remote access solution to your employees. So this is how it works. So this is a simple typical MPLS network, right? Where you can connect your head office with your data center, with your branch office, or with your factory. Or the same network is also extended with the cloud service provider. We have created a private NNI, network to network interface with the cloud service provider network, AWS, MS Azure, IBM software, Google Cloud, and your branch office or your data center can connect with this cloud. Your servers, those are hosted on this cloud service provider's network, right? Through the private connectivity. If you see over here, we are not using internet over here. Right? So that means that your servers are not getting exposed to internet, which will give you peace of mind in terms of hacking, ransomware, all these attacks which are happening through the internet. This network is also connected with the internet. Right, we can concentrate. We are stored at the edge of the network. Right, through the same network, we can connect your remote offices also, for example, your so dealer location, that dealer location which is within government and they want to connect with your self server. Right? The same network that they would be able to connect with your head office. Similarly, you can we can provide the remote access solution to your employees. We can provide the IPsec client which can be installed in the laptop your employees, and they can connect with our service gateway and they can access the resources which are there centralized available in your head office or a data center. Next is that means, as I said, means we also provide 3G, 4G the last mile connectivity solution. Right? In this means we provide connectivity up to 6 Mbps. In this means we provide multiple service providers SIM card. Like for example, one is the Airtel and another is the Vodafone Idea, like that. Right? And we also this ensure that you get a backup of that, and you will also get a combined bonded bandwidth from your dealer's office or small office, home office up to your data center. As I said, let me also highlight one of the one more point. I can one more point over here that now from the small and medium enterprise point of view, is you generally most of you have your servers are hosted in your head office, right? So you need to also as for the now new requirement, you must be planning for some DR kind of thing. What you can do, what other enterprises or other SMEs are doing is that they are hosting their DR disaster recovery site on a cloud service provider. Right. So what you can do, you can have an MPLS, you can connectivity for your connecting with your branch office, factories, and all dealers and distribution location. Also, you can have a DR on a cloud service provider. Right. So in case of your DC operation gets stressed, all these locations would be having a flawless access of your disaster recovery site without having impact on your operations. Recently, we have also launched one very good product, which is a cloud phone, which is a hosted, you can say hosted voice solution, which means all of your hosted voice related requirement will be there. So typically, what is the customer requirement in terms of hosted voice solution? Right? Generally, they are looking for the business continuity. Right? As we experienced during this COVID-19 pandemic, right? The resources, also voice resources, when you PI line, C line, which is available in your head office, it won't be accessible to your employees who are working from home, right? So ability to scale, right? Generally scalability should be also needs to be concern for the some of the operators. They want to start with the 30, 40 channels and they want to upgrade the 50 channel or 100 channel in a day's time. That everything would be it should be highly scalable. Cost optimization, as said by the Mr. Mannu Singh during his address, is that thing is cost is very important nowadays because so if you are investing in-house solutions, right, you need to invest in capex, right? So so now this due to this COVID-19 pandemic, the cash flow of the most of the SMEs gets affected, and they should go with some hosted solution so that there should not be any capex in terms of adopting a new solution, and there should be some so all this service should get some OpEx kind of thing. Right? Customer data privacy nowadays, this is very important, right? So we need to follow some guidelines of the laid by the government, and also we need to ensure that whatever the data available with you, it should get it should not be available with any other. It should get secure, right? So this is also one of the requirements from the customers. Productivity enhancement की अगर suppose आपके पास कुछ ऐसा है कि suppose कि if you have some tool through which you can monitor your employees who are working from home, right? So then you can SMEs should increase the productivity of that particular employee, and also means management wants the reports and analytics. So suppose if there are 100 agents who are making calls to the customers, so they want, at the end of the day they would like to know how many calls made by the each agent, right? So something like that. Because if they are making a call from their personal mobile number, right? So that then there means because the management won't be having access of the call details record of that call detail record of the all the calls made by agent from that personal mobile. So there should be some system, a hosted system through which that your agents or your employee make a call, and we should have a reporting analytics of all the calls. Right? So as I said, work from home now it's a new normal, right? So there is the employees, one or some many organizations want to give some virtual number to their employees so that they can, if somebody calls on that virtual number, that call should get landed on the mobile number of your employee. And whenever they make a call, that personal number should not get displayed. This will ensure the privacy of your employee's personal mobile number. There should have some mechanism through which all the calls which are happening through this hosted platform, so they have a some monitoring system uh, should be there. So this is a generally typical customer needs arises from the SME segments. So we have a solution called Cloud Phone. It's in general it's a SLA-based telco-based solution we are providing to customers with a 99.5% uptime. Also means if you have some CRM, right? If you have some CRM, and if you want to integrate it with our Cloud Phone system, that is also possible. So this product is from the Tata group of companies, so you need to rest assured about the security of your customer database, because we do not share any data with anybody. With this cloud phone solution, you can upgrade improve productivity of your employees, because now you would be able to have a track of all the activities of your employees, and you would be having all these reports. And this solution is highly scalable. So you can start with the 50 channels for an example, and you can upgrade up to 100 channels, 200 channels as and when you grow. And this is a very cost-effective solution. That you don't need to invest anything in your premises. This is an OPEX-based solution. Whatever the service you are taking, that services will get installed in our data center, on our servers, and you will get a portal through which you can manage all the system, and you can configure the system as per your requirement. So these are the feature of the cloud phone product. Means there is a call connect, call fetching solutions. For example, this is like your agent is working from home. He wants to connect with your customer. You can just enter the number of your customer, and with a single click, our system will generate two calls. One call will go to your agent, and another call will go to your customer, and then both the call will get fetched. Right. So and all you will get this. With this, the number of your employees will not get advertised, will not get displayed to your customer. So the number will get masked. So this is where the solution is very useful for the lead management solution, and we have you can say complete hosted call center solution is also available with us, in which you can configure inbound ideas, you can do inbound calls, you can have a recording of all the transactions, call barging, call whispering, all the features are available in this product. So this is a sample inbound call, right? Suppose the customer calls on some virtual number, it could be a toll-free number, or starting from 1-800, it could be virtual BRE number also. So that call will land on our platform called Cloud Phone Server, and welcome greeting message will be there. For example, welcome to EVERSEEN Limited. Okay, then there will be either get the phase one for agent, sales, phase two for service, phase three for billing, kind of thing, right? And as per the selection by your customer, call will get routed to that particular department. Similarly, there's an outbound call flow, right? There will be one app, or your agent can use the app, or you can use the login through the web browser. You can enter your customer's number, and with a single click, our system will initiate two calls. First call will go to your agent, and second call will go to your customer. So this is very effective product for your organization whose employees are working from home. Our next product is endpoint security. Means nowadays, your employees are working from home, and this is very important from the organization point of view to protect the asset from where they are working, because now they are doing 100% working from their home, right? So, and out of this 100%, 80% communication is being done through the email, right? And also means all the you have provided laptop to your employees, right? So it is very important to protect that asset from the organization point of view, right? Because whatever the laptop or desk, whatever the resources you have provided to employees working from home, because that asset is also being used by the family members of your employee, right? So you need to protect your that asset while you browse the net. You also need to protect your company server. When they do check email, they are working from home. So cyber security is very important in current new normal. That is a work from home scenario. So these are the components of the solutions. There will be some software application which will get installed in the laptop. It's a, you can say consider it's like a small program which will get installed in your laptop. And from the admin perspective, there will be one administrative portal. From that admin team, we can do policy management. Then they can have a single look of all the devices which are installed in the network. They will get all the analytics, right? And this is a cloud also. So nothing will get installed in your premises. Everything will be on a cloud, and just you need to subscribe to the licenses. These are the feature set of this product, right? That means that antivirus, anti-spyware, anti-ransomware, that you can do DLP, data loss prevention. You can do that your employees should not get a screenshot of screenshot that they should not be able to insert the USB pen drive. You can block the USB. Then everything will be available in this product, that is a endpoint security solutions. And we have a solution for the all these known operating system like Windows, Mac OS, and Android. Next is we have very good solution which we call as a smart office. It is a solution through which we addresses the basic connectivity requirement of our customers. Right. This is a very good innovative solution, and for this we have also received a product of the year, last year's product of the year award also. Right, in which we provide a data connectivity, that is the internet line, and voice connectivity, that is the SIP, both are in a single last mile. So these product areas, some other features are also available. There's like IPPX is also in there. There is a data router, there is a Wi-Fi access point is there. There is a LAN 8-port lens which is also there. You can connect 32 analog phones. You can connect also 64 IP phones also there. Basic firewall is also there. And since this box is connected with the internet, you can use the cloud-based data storage, conferencing facilities available, and you can also install an app in your smartphone, and you can also assign one of the extension number to the smartphone also. So this is a very simple, right? There is, and also if I say if you invest in IPv6 or router and firewall and access point, you invest around 1 lakh rupees of amount in terms of capex. But with this solution, you don't need to invest anything towards the you can say capex towards this box. We are not charging anything towards from the customer in terms of the box of the cost of this box. Just we need to subscribe to two services from the Tata services. One is the data connectivity, and another is the voice connectivity. Next, this is our complete product portfolio, right? In which we provide the connectivity solutions, IoT solutions, marketing solutions, collaboration solution, and cloud and security solutions. Right? So, as I said, we provide high performance dedicated internet baseline to our customers. Apart from that, we provide MPLS solutions through which you can connect your geographically separated offices with each other. We provide voice connectivity solutions like PRI lines and SIP lines, and also we provide you can say we are also providing smart office solution in which this data connectivity and voice connectivity can be addressed in a single solutions. We have various tracking solutions now because solution is available. You can track your asset. We have solutions available. We have solution available to track your fleet, like your cabs, your school buses, your you can say your if you are in logistics, you can track your trucks. Everything is available. We do have workforce tracking solution available. Nowadays, it's very important. We are getting so many inquiries of this workforce tracking solution because now their employees are working from home. They are going directly in field from the home. Right? So through this workforce tracking app, you can track your employees on a real-time basis, and also your employees can mark attendance through this app, and also your HR team can get a monthly attendance report from this app also. We have various marketing solutions like this called solution, that is called digital services. We provide digital service solution through which you can take this, you can do survey of your product or services. You can take your customer feedback. You can do from the HR perspective. The HR team can take an employee engagement survey. You can do unlimited survey through this product. We are providing toll-free services like 1800 and 1860 services to our customers. It's a single virtual number across India, and there are so many other facilities are available. In toll-free, what you can do, there will be a single number, but there are so many other features available. For example, circle-based routing. Number is single, but you can configure it in such a fashion that your calls, if call is originating from north region, it will get terminated in Delhi. If the call is getting from the south, southern part, then call will get terminated on the right? Those kind of configuration also you can do. Also, you can do the time-based routing, right? So with this, you can do the configure in such a manner that during office hour, your call should land on your landline number. After office hour, it should go on your mobile. Those kind of solutions you can also configuration you can do with the toll-free services. We had a collaboration solution also to our customers, in which we provide normal audio conferencing solution and web conferencing solution. We do provide similar solution like that, through which I'm providing presentation to, which is a web conference. There are some unlimited plans are also. You can do unlimited conferencing, and you can share content, you can share file, you can see each other through webcam. Everything is available in our web conferencing solutions. We also have a webcasting service. If you want to address a large audience, right, for 500 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, then those kind of solutions also will be available. We have the cloud and software as a service solution are also available. For example, Mannu was saying that where if you want to host your servers in your data center, that is also available. We also provide CRM, some security solution like security, email security, load factor authentication. Those kind of solutions we will provide through our in our secure cloud and secure software as a service portfolio. So for latest update, you can subscribe to LinkedIn, our YouTube channel, or you can also visit our Facebook page and also on Instagram. You can follow us on our Twitter through at the end of Tata Tele Business Services, and we have a WhatsApp number 809 00151. If you want to know more about any, you can ping on that number if you want to more about any product or service. So that's it from my side. Thank you for your time.
Very much, Kalpeshji. Very interesting and very informative. Your slides. I was wondering, 30 slides, but this is the less slides I suggest. Even we are not tired to watching. This is very interesting and very informative. Friends, we are using internet. I'm surprised that India is on 131st rank in the mobile phone and in a 70 rank in a broadband. Can suggest Manu Singh ji or Kalpesh ji, particularly why so the low connectivity we have in India. Can you say someone reason?
Let me, I think, Jonathan, you can address this one. Yeah, please, you can go ahead. And I'll address.
Oh, no, I can't answer that question. You're far more qualified to answer that one.
Okay. So the first thing, and I talked about during the technology adoption, because it is not something that, at least in India, we have all kind of technology in place. Connectivity is the one part. Earlier, we were having the issues in terms of the fiber connectivity. We were not having fiber connectivity around the corner. But I'm very happy to inform you, I think if we talk about only West region, Tata Tele Business Services has managed to connect more than 15,000 buildings. And if you especially will talk about the city like in Maharashtra, city like Pune and other locations, I think connectivity is far better than anybody else. And once you have the fiber network, that you can go up to any kind of speed. Either you will start gig also, 100 gig also. That is something in terms of adaptation of technology, and I'm very happy to even convey this message. We never thought that corporates are there looking for 1 gig of orders. And now I have seen the new trend arising in India is that the corporates, they are looking for more than 1 gig connectivity. And earlier what was happening, at least at the hub location, we were having the overall capacity of 1 gig to cater the city. And now the customers, they are looking for 1 gig. There is, I think there is technology, there is solutions, and basis the requirement, the customers, they are opting for it. And as I said this, the connectivity part was an issue in, at least in terms of India, but now you know that adoption of technology is quite high. We are, earlier we were having 3G, now 4G, and we are looking for the 5G also. And the backbone is the fiber. Without fiber, you can't even expand your network. And the fiber and connectivity is growing big time. One more thing I will just trying to even highlight this here, you know, the kind of project even the private companies and government of India, they are running. So now at the rural place also that you have the fiber connectivity in place. So as a business large, while I'm talking about, and I'm just submitting my even input for the India, I think everywhere that we have the fiber connectivity in place, budget or, and that is something like as a nation that now the capability is there. And it's a matter of time how people they are going to adopt it, and SME is going to play the critical role of. And as I said this, the customers, they are looking for the higher bandwidth, and you will see the huge jump coming in. So down the line, frankly, this pandemic has played a very important role in terms of the technology adoption. Earlier, we never thought that everybody they are going to work from home and they are going to need that kind of connectivity. So while Jonathan he talked about initially, and I said there is a connectivity, he said I am having 100 Mbps line, right? So this is something now it is common in India. All of us that we are sitting with a 100 Mbps and plus line, and even we are talking about how that we can provide up to 1 gig at the at the customer end, and everybody can use that part. That's
Yeah,
okay.
because nowadays, Manoj, the thing is that we want fast uploading,
Correct.
fast downloading. I have a data now in front of me. In USA, the internet service providers are, advertising the cable, the internet system is 2000 Mbps.
Mhm. Correct.
Okay, the highest one. And second
Correct.
highest one is a 940 Mbps for a second level.
Mhm.
And in fiber, average is 940 Mbps. So when India is going to achieve that, that is the most important, because as you said, as a Kalpesh given the information and Jonathan has highlighted, now we have to alert 24 hours
Mhm.
working, like
Correct.
our website or whatever the system we have to keep 24 hours, because we have to match the timeline and timing with the other countries also. If we have to
Correct.
focus, if we have to promote our product, or highlight our services, highlight our strength.
So
So the point is,
the first slide which Kalpesh has shown, I think the change is only constant. We never thought that we are going to have the cashless even services wherein that everybody is going to use that, right? We
yes,
never thought we are going to have that kind of mobile subscriber base. We never thought that everybody, they are going to work from home. So that means, in terms of technology adoption, I think Indians are quite than anybody else. And as I said, this as a telecom service provider, we are equipped. We are more even gigs order to our corporate customer, SMEs customers, and I think it is a different approach. We never thought that the customer, SME customers, they are looking for 1 gig kind of bandwidth. But now we are getting such kind of requirement. Why we are getting requirement? Because rightly said by Mr. Salunkhe, there is a there is an audience who is looking for higher upload and download. They don't want to waste their time on that. And sooner you will see this that I think it's matter of time. And as an operator that we are ready. Actually, a paradigm shift that we need to have, and in terms of knowledge, in terms of expertise, in terms of capabilities, it is there. And it is going to change drastically. I can't tell you the figure right away, but we know then how well that we adopt this. We never thought that even at least in terms of technology, India is going to reach on that part. And whatever we are today, it's all about then the kind of adaptation that we do here.
so this is good. I heard that one Japanese company is providing 7G. The 100 GPS internet system, and I think we should invite them here to provide these value addition services, because Indian community has started using the all type of system that to providing value addition services in online, offline, and connectivity. Anyway, we would like to hear
Mr. Salunkhe, just to close this before I think we go on to the next topic. As a solution provider, frankly, we are equipped, because
Yes.
once you have the fiber in place that you can deliver
Perfect.
an X kind of services, it's a matter of that how much that we are ready to spend. Okay. And
That
I
is
said
most
this,
important.
that is the most important, because I can have the services, because still that we can give 10 gig, 20 gig, 200 gig, 100 gigs. That we have the capabilities. There is a network that we are serving, and there are the customers, they are using it, because most of the ISPs, internet service providers, they are reaching to every home. They are buying from us, right? And they are buying in a gigs. So that
Yes.
capability is there, because once you have the fiber, that means you have the backhaul. And how that you are delivering it basis the need. Saying this like, as and when that we are going to be adequate and we are going to adopt this, and we need that now, this is the time that we have to go on next level in terms of the capabilities and speed, then I think they will buy. Okay.
I can give assurance that, because the day one the Tata services started the internet, we are using PLI line and all these things.
Correct.
So we are experienced people. Okay?
Yeah.
And
I've seen
most
that in Pune,
importantly,
I think.
as you said, the Kalpesh has given very interesting, information that connectivity, marketing, the IoT, SaaS. It's a
Correct.
basket of services Tata Tele services providing. I think
Correct.
it's a very interesting for particularly for improving their capabilities and capacity. Yes, Mannu Singh, you want to say something?
No, I said only like 100 in broadband connectivity, and luckily I was here, and I have seen that residential customer, they have explored this. We were having the highest customer here. They will say well, they are buying it. That is something. This is the needs. I think this is the requirement, because now work from home and work from everywhere, the culture is gone up drastically, and that is the one of the beauty that we are having. Like people, they are working from across the nation anywhere now. Now I think I will say the world has become a village. Uh, somebody is sitting in a different location, somebody is corner, somebody operating from the any place, and they are serving the customer in England and UK and USA,
Yes.
right? So this is happening. There is a
Yes.
technology. Now I'm saying like that how this technology is going to go one level up. As in when that we will have the requirement of it that we are needing 1 gig or 10 gig, 20 gig. And that requirement that will start from the SMEs and corporates. And therefore that it will go to B2C, right? Because what happens, like as and when that there is something which is start from the B2B, the corporates, the SMEs, they adopt it,
Yes.
and then now it is going down. So what
Uh,
I'm trying to say is like that initiative, and I think that is
Initiative.
something that has started now. That has started now. So it will take some time to move on, and then people, they will feel that now I'm using 100 Mbps or 500 Mbps. It's time that I should go for 1 gig, because I'm just again I will pass one more example. The kind of having, we never thought that we are going to watch like this. We watch less TV and we spend more time on internet watching videos. It has
Yes,
never
of
happened
course.
in
Yes.
past. It never happened in past. So that means we are the one that we are pushing that adoption of technology. I am spending more time on mobile phone watching video than watching TV. It has never happened in past.
Yes.
But have we talked about the other nations? I think developed nation, that trend was there down the line 2 years before, which now it is happening here, and you will see that I think within a
Change.
couple of years the things are going to different, because we want that once I'm watching YouTube, the connectivity should be up to 1 gig, and I should not have any kind of hiccups coming in. Correct.
So what we can say then, using services like how we are buying a ticket for the airplane, the economy, premium
Correct.
economy, or a
Correct.
business class or first class.
Correct.
Depend on that, we will get services.
Yeah.
So affordable services is available now. So I suggest SME sector to adopt the affordable services, start using, start developing, and then you can go side by side upgrading your system. So thank you very much, Manu Singh ji, your thoughts, and Kalpesh ji, you had given very good gamut, particularly for the benefit of SME. Now, Pradeep, you can share your thoughts.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chandrakant. It was interesting discussion and interesting things has been shared over this particular presentation. Yeah, thanks, everyone. I think it was an interesting insights of information that has flown through. So let me assemble all the thoughts and then put it across how this digital transformation or advanced application and technology is being transforming the SME sector. So first thing, what we wanted to have as an for the SME side is SMEs needs to embrace digital transformation to become more resilient and thrive to grow. I mean, like this again comes with the situation which is demanding today. I mean, like post-COVID scenarios, what is happening, where people have actually been forced to work out of their comfort zone, out of their office premises. As someone was mentioning, I mean, like work from home or work from anywhere. So these are certain new initiatives, new thought process which is coming in. And as the future is always uncertain, so we have to actually thrive towards the next stage of digital transformation and always see how we can sustain in the upcoming scenarios. So today, just to give a thought process, right? How is this digital transformation? What are the key process towards this digital transformation? So everyone talks about advanced application. But let us actually put the constraints first. So what is the constraint? We might have like so many thought process going in, so many constraints that actually comes from people on the ground saying this is not right, this has to be changed. But in order to assemble, we have actually simplified into three fundamental problems. So the problem is today we have multiple players, and predominantly of the players are non-digital suppliers or non-digital helpers, non-digital workers who are unable to use any kind of new technology adoption. So because of that, we put that as a constraint in not taking up any new initiatives. On the other side, we also have multiple documents that gets exchanged, especially in the SMEs, B2B commerce collaboration perspective. And everything is paper-based, and because like so many unstandard way of handling information, so this multiple documents is actually becoming again one of the hindrance for any new digital transformation. And the other one is, I mean, like for me, I have pan-India location and people are working in various different locations. There is a language barrier, different unconditional environment people are working in. So I cannot take this particular initiative. So whenever there is a new initiative from the top management, they wanted to initiate. But over the period when it goes down to the down lane of workers and employees, these are the three common problems that they put it as a constraint. And then because of this, the entire commerce flow gets fragmented. So what we actually try to think from the SMEs, I'm just giving a general perspective of what SMEs has to put across this constraint and take this constraint as one of an opportunity to actually change and drive the digital transformation. So in order to set up a streamlined process for putting a constraint into a set process, so what we want to do is we first need to design new experience. We wanted to focus on designing new experience and business model. So what is that if I need to scale with the existing opportunities? What is that we need to bring some new experience onto the equation so that this can be a good initiative for me to cater across different segments, different business, so that I'm also growing. So this is one set of design thought process we need to inculcate in the SME perspective. The other one we want to introduce is we want to develop a culture of this digital DNA right from your small worker to your top management. So every employee who is actually been part of this particular initiative has to be encouraged so that people will also get motivated. Hey, this digital transformation is not removing my job, but this digital transformation is actually enabling me to be more productive and more forward looking. So this is point number two. The next one is we need to think about new technologies with the existing infrastructure, because what predominantly happen is a lot of this infrastructure, we said, hey, we have already invested on certain infrastructure requirements, some thought process have gone in. If I need to bring new technology, then I have to remove the old one and bring a new technology. That's where the change happens. So, but what nowadays, a lot of opportunities are available is with my existing process, with my existing infrastructure, what are the capabilities or new technologies that I can add on top of it so that I can actually bring some level of significant transformation. So that at least acts as a first step to actually bring these new technologies into our existing process. Then predominantly one mistake what SMEs does is, hey, I know this is a gut feeling, I actually take some decisions. So we have to stop taking this gut feeling decisions and move towards a data-driven decisions. I mean, like people are moving towards data-driven decisions, and being SME is one of our core backbone of the infrastructure of the country. So we have to actually go from that level decisions to a data-driven decisions, which will act as a enabler for our new way forward. Then the final point is we have to co-create and co-innovate with new partners. Again, a lot of these SMEs, what happens is they actually restrict themselves with their known partners, known service providers, and known collaborators. But what fundamentally is happening is there is, I mean, like people appreciate a lot of these startups, a lot of the new technology initiatives is coming from startups, and even government has actually enabled a lot of startup ecosystem, etc. So we need to come out of the known parties and then come and co-create new products with new partners. So once we actually align to this particular thought process, or this particular process is being inculcated, so that's the first step of digital transformation to the new India by the SMEs. So now, what I think this has been already been beautifully summarized by the earlier speakers. So I'm just putting a perspective of what are the areas, not necessarily areas that people are looking in this current scenario, the current trending areas of this digital initiatives, right? So one, of course, the cloud-based solutions, where a lot of these new e-commerce initiatives, the mobile applications, automations, mobile-based automations, chatbots are coming up, where people are using these cloud solutions as an enabler, like having a centralized file transfer and easy access of sync mechanism. So these are certain areas where people are looking at. So going away from a manual and paper-based registers to a cloud-based storage is what the new area of new area where SMEs are looking into it. So this is number one. The other point is Industry 4.0, specifically from the manufacturing sector, where a lot of these IoTs, Internet of Things, robotics, automation, sensor technologies is coming to enable automated or increasing the productivity of their warehouse management, operational productivity, and increasing the productivity of the output that is coming from the factories. So this Industry 4.0 is another great area people go into it. And of course, the big data. So big data, when people talk about big data, everyone talk about like machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc. But before getting into the too much of artificial intelligence and machine learning, first we need to ensure whether the correct data is actually getting into structured data is getting mined in a perfect format, so that whatever first level of information can be able to get with the data that we already have, then go into some level of advanced analytics with the same data which is being mined and processed, then go in for the third level of machine learning, so that artificial intelligence, where there is a progressive roadmap that is there whenever with the, I mean, like, because people have beautiful data which is being a oil of their engine. But what happens, people actually think 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line today, but not taking the first leap forward. So that's where people go into the first level of data mining, then go into advanced analytics, then slowly move into a top level machine learning. Then of course, blockchain, which is coming up and happening recently, a lot of government initiatives are blockchain as a technology perspective. So where this peer-to-peer collaboration, new fintech automation is coming over blockchain, where I can have a peer-to-peer financing, peer-to-peer invoicing, peer-to-peer insurance. So this peer-to-peer collaboration is one key area that the future is looking forward, which actually blockchain enables this trusted data transfer. So without any third party, you can actually transfer data between two parties in a trusted manner, and of course enabling a very big sharing economy over the long run. So these are certain areas that are the key trending areas. Of course, other areas include definitely like face recognition, AR, VR. Of course, couple of areas has been already covered, and 3D printers are coming up. So these are specific to certain industries and certain areas which people look. So what actually brings here is, so once we understand the process, once we understand what are the areas, we also look into it like what is the success factor on my digital transformation all about. So here with equal weightage given to all parameters, again, this is one of, coming from the learnings from a lot of SMEs, right? So I actually focus on customer engagement as one key area and go towards So what always we keep in mind is we need to have an equal weightage to all these 4 segments, like customer engagement, your productivity is increased or not, whether my product is getting transferred to the next level. It's not the same product that I sold 2 years or 5 years back is being selling again and again, but is that
I think you are losing your network. Your bandwidth is not a proper.
sorry?
Go ahead. Your bandwidth is not proper. You can go ahead now. We can listen to you.
Probably let me stop my video. If this should be better. I mean, like that is the case, right? Yeah. So hope now I'm better, right? So let me continue for the benefit of time. So
Go ahead.
So now that with equal weightage, everything given, of course, there are a lot of digital India initiatives that is coming in. India Stack, your invoice reference portal, the IRP, which is coming up, your UPI 2.0 with a lot of GST enhancements that government is providing, and account aggregator framework, which is a new level to actually encourage SMEs to bring a consent level sharing of information. So these are certain initiatives, new initiatives that is coming up. So a lot of great initiatives, thought process and SME automation is coming up. And of course, that's where we, as from Param perspective, we just wanted to bring one level of just a drop to the ocean of digital initiatives, where we try to streamline a B2B commerce collaboration, where we understand supplier buyer collaboration, bringing a blockchain-based technology into the equation. Today, we understand B2B commerce flow is completely broken with a lot of documents that gets exchanged, and with multiple service provider, the visibility is not there. Standard exchange is not there. The best way today people communicate or exchange is via emails and PDF, where automation is failing because of PDFs, right, today. So that's where we as actually bring a standard way of sharing all the documents like purchase order, invoices, shipment documents, and bring a real-time tracking and reconciliation. We use blockchain technology to use this as an enabler for bringing a faster approval towards trusted data collaboration initiatives. And we want to bring a WhatsApp-like experience to B2B world, like how today WhatsApp works. With a click of a button, I just add a contact and you and me can exchange phone number, send photos, images, and messages. We want to bring it with a click of a button, I can send a purchase order, and that button you can trigger and send an invoice, and I can go and make a payment to it. So we want to bring these kind of collaboration, and that's where we are driving towards bringing a digital collaboration, a new way of business collaboration using Param platform. And what we significantly add value to finance operations and enterprises, we significantly bring an automation to the finance team by validating. Since manual effort of data entry is avoided, validation is eliminated, the processing time of an invoice is significantly coming down. The operations team can bring a real-time order visibility. A lot of forecasting can be happen once we have a streamlined way of data exchange. And of course, at the enterprise level, we bring a lot of cash flow efficiency and new financing options. And at a global level, it can be a reducing a carbon footprint by having a digital collaboration. That's all from our side, what I wanted to showcase. Thanks for the opportunity. Happy to take up any questions.
Let me open this floor for an open discussion now. Jonathan, I would like to invite you to share your, some observations on the presentations given by 3 of our eminent speakers. As since you are in AI and you are aware about how to give value addition, to improve the capabilities and capacity and uses and importance.
Well, I think one of the ones that I found I had the most questions on, I found Kalpesh is very interesting. In terms of, I was very interested to see how Tata were integrating everything into the HR systems. And it's one of the things that we've struggled with during the lockdown was actually monitoring the output of our staff, etc. But one of the questions I'd have for everybody on this forum is, how does everybody think that it will work going forward? In terms of, one of the things that we're struggling with is we have staff that, yes, we have the Pune location at present, but some staff, as we know, have returned to their hometowns and are working from there, and they may be 60, 80 kilometers outside Pune. So in terms of the stability of the network and the cloud computing and the servers and moving data across into these remote locations, and getting these people to work in an efficient way. We're dealing with big connectivity problems at the moment, and I just wanted to know for example, when we do our normal annotation, so we do annotation work. If it's a static image, that seems to work okay, but when it comes to the video annotation and stuff like this in the remote areas, it's a massive struggle for us. So I'd be very interested to know how do people think that would progress and really solve that problem for industries going forward, because I presume people with customer support and everything are facing very similar problems.
Oh, thank you. Manoj?
Thanks, Jonathan. I think any which way we are getting out of time, and what I will request, Jonathan, then we are going to connect offline because we are having the work from home solutions. So all the corporates nationally, they are using TTBS services. They are any which way their employees, they are working from home, and we are the one that we are giving end-to-end solutions. So we have product and services. We will just chip in with you outside this call, and then we'll have a discussion.
Okay. Kalpesh, would you like to say something?
Nothing specific from my side.
Okay. Pradeep, last words.
Yes, I think it was great to hear that assemblies to move forward in this way of collaboration. And we are excited from India perspective, we are on a positive way as a company that targeting SMEs, taking their initiative to go front. The moment the SMEs are enabled, the more the infrastructure in the entire country is adjusted. So good to hear that we are in the right direction. For this presentation.
Okay, so we are coming to the end of this webinar. Particularly, I want to suggest the SME sector that there are solutions, and there are solutions which is affordable solutions. And I suggest all of the SME sector to adopt this technology for improving their capabilities, capacities, and they should have a proper presence online, offline, and digital way. So this is the rather right time to to do some development in their business activity. Corona has taught us a lot of things. During this pandemic, we have understand that digital system is very important, and this is a very interesting for an improvement of connectivity, improvement of the capabilities, and in our services. So with this words, I'm thankful to Tata Teleservices for the providing a very valuable insight for the SME perspective and industry perspective. Pradeep, thanks to you, and special thanks to Jonathan from the island, who has been always with us and always supporting us and sharing his thoughts, and particularly for the SME perspective. So friends from the SME sector, I hope that this webinar is useful for the your perspective, and look forward to receive more information and leads also, because Tata Teleservices is available to provide business solutions, a basket of solutions to further your instant need. So with this word, I'm thankful to all the speakers for sharing their views and thoughts, particularly for the SME sector. Thank you very much, and good night.